Millsy, do you prefer that one? Different car? Different cat? Hello everybody, what's happening? My name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors, and today we're doing another 2-car challenge. Remember we did this before, hopefully the banner will pop up just now. And today, as well as comparing the 4 factors that we look at, which is looks, the engine, the ride, the handling and the desirability, we're going to do a bit of a price comparison as well, because summer's coming. Should you go out and spend 6 grand on an MR2, or should you go out and spend 20 grand? Hang on a minute, this ain't working right. That's better. As I was saying, should you go down the MR2 route, or should you spend a little bit more, actually quite a lot more, and go for something a little bit more modern and a little bit more Mazda-y? We're going to jump in both. I think we'll go MR2 first and have a think about things. Let's do it. It feels so instant. Everything is instant. You turn, and it moves. You touch the throttle and it goes. You press the brakes and it stops. Everything is just so instant in this car. It's absolutely superb. And sitting inside here, it's quite a nice place to be. The dashboard's really well laid out. I love a rev counter in the middle, which is exactly what this has got. And you sit here, armrest in the perfect location. And for me at 5'10", door armrest in the perfect location. You just get in this car and it just feels right from the very beginning. It's on firmer suspension. It's been lowered now, this car, but the brakes are just sublime, and you can just position the car so well. The pedal box in this car is much better as well, and the pedals are much closer together, better for heel and towing. I'm not an expert at that, but some of my favourite corners, like the one coming up here, I'll try and do it at. And in this car, it's really easy. In the Mazda, there you go. In the Mazda, I always make a mess of it. But coming around here, and it just picks up, the engine picks up really nicely. This 1ZZ engine, and you can hear it really well with the exhaust on it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's nice. There's not a lot of performance difference between the cars. I'd say the Mazda's a smidge more, smidge quicker, but not massive. So there we go, good start. We're liking the MR2. How I'm going to pick between these 2 cars, I've absolutely zero idea. Right, a few more corners, roof down this time, just to enjoy the car, and then we'll see how it compares. Does accelerate well, does pick up well. The 2 cars, you'd think an MX5 and an MR2 drive the same, not even close. This is a tight corner. The gearbox is lovely to use in this car, really is nice. Right, this is a long corner. Unfortunately there's a car coming, so we can't go too leery around here. We needn't have worried. So instantly when I get in this car, it just puts the biggest smile on my face. These cars are superb. And you know what I've noticed straight away? It does feel a lot more, modern's maybe the wrong word, but it feels special sat in here. It always does. You sit in these lovely Recaro seats, you've got a bit of painted metal, you've got Alcantara, we've got all the most up-to-date and modern stuff. We've got Bluetooth, we've got Apple CarPlay, we've got heated seats. When we stop to put the roof down, I'm just going to have to press a button, so you don't feel like you're being shortchanged out of your £20,000 here. But you're not massively pampered, so you still get that driving experience. I tell you what, jumping from one to the other, you have to be a little bit careful, because their handling characteristics could catch you out. This is my favourite corner up here. I try and heel toe in this car, but it's just not as possible as it is in the MR2. But I can get on the throttle nice and early in this car as well. I think this one it gives you a little bit more confidence, this car. I don't know if that's down to tyres. We're on Toyos in the MR2, we're on Bridgestones I think in this, but I don't know, I think both cars seem to have a similar amount of grip. It's just how they utilize it more than anything. But down here, a bit like last time, there's something coming, but it's a bit away, so we'll turn it in. Yeah, and the back's just driving you around. I short shift a bit more in this car. It's definitely got some more performance. It seems to have quite a lot more torque, so you can short shift in it, and you can just focus on getting your braking point right, getting on the throttle nice and early, and just keeping the car balanced, keeping the weight, whether you want it over the nose or over the arse. Damn, this is a good car. So off we go again. These roads around here are great for zero traffic. They're so good. It's so good living around here. Noticing straight away, yes, this car definitely picks up speed a bit quicker. This is definitely a faster car. Straight on the throttle there. Up to revs. Get it ready early. See, I was a bit late at getting my speed right for that corner, so I was a bit offline and I was making a bit of a mess of that one. So we've got nothing coming this time. This is a long corner. It really tests the car because you get it in sharp and then you can drift it out. Oh yes, and then hit the brakes. Yeah, I think we are, watching this back, I think we're covering ground a fair bit quicker in this car. Well, I enjoyed that. Let's get a cup of tea, score these two cars, see which one comes out on top. First question, looks. Gosh, they're both pretty good, aren't they? I mean, both outside. The Mazda, I think this is a classic design. It's very modern, it's very cutting edge. If it came out today, it would still look fresh. It's still, you know, it's still a cracking looking car despite its age. I mean, this car's been around since what, 2014, 2015, and then the MR2, I particularly like the rear of the MR2. It does it for me as well. So on the outside of these two cars, I really can't split them. I do like the modernness of this car. I mean, I forgot to point out, you get the Bose sound system in here, which is fantastic, and it even plays through your headrests and what have you. I mean, it's a really nice modern place to be, really nice materials. And then you come over to the MR2, again, a much older car, a much more basic car, a much more raw car, but to be honest with you, all the better for it. You get back in this and you remember when things really were just fantastic, and both of them fit me spot on. Therefore, we have to score round one as equal, 1-1. Round number two, this one is engine, gearbox, noise, that sort of stuff. Now this round's a little bit easier. The MX5, there it is, there wins this one for me. I think it's added performance, the way it is more driven from the rear. I think it's more natural for me the way the car drives. I think the gearbox is a little bit sweeter. The throttle response is a bit sharper, albeit the engine in this car revs a bit freer. This is a nicer revving engine in this car. The later ND, I think, would redress that. But I think round number two, yeah, this one goes to the Mazda, so that makes it 2-1. Round number three, we've got to think about handling and ride. Now, I prefer the handling in this car and I prefer the ride on this car. However, I'm giving the round to the MR2 because this is a far, that's a bit exaggerate. That's a more exciting car to drive. You're more on the edge, you're more driving that by the seat of your pants. It's more, I love the mid-engine feel and the way it turns on its bum. As we said when we were driving the car, heel and toe in, much more natural in this. To try and push on in this car feels a little bit more natural, and just the rawness of it, the fact that you feel every bump, the fact that you are kind of uncomfortable. When you're taking this car out for a drive, you know that you're going out for a drive. So I think this round, strangely, I don't know what I'm saying here, I don't know where I'm getting this from, but strangely this round goes to the MR2, so it's now 2-2. Will this be the deciding round? Now we've got to look at desirability and practicality. Now neither car is practical, I'll be honest with you, but if you look at one of the videos that we did on the MR2, you'll see how much storage space really is in that car. You've got a frunk, you've got loads of space behind the seats. I think back in the day when journalists said, oh, there's no room in these cars, everybody jumped on the bandwagon, as motoring journalists do. They don't really sort of say anything different to each other. So practicality terms, that car, I'd say it's better than this. All you've got is a crappy little boot in here, no glove box, and pretty much no storage inside the car. Desirability though, I desire this, particularly in RF form. I desire this car more, and I think probably a few more people do. So it's a personal thing. If I had to pick one that I decided, if I was going to put a poster or a picture of one, well, let me put you this way, this one's been a screensaver on my phone. That one hasn't. So I think we have to score this one equal as well. That's 3-all. Well, we haven't really been able to separate these cars right from the very beginning, and I think it takes us back to the original question. 6 grand or 20 grand, which would you spend? Well, I don't think you'd feel shortchanged with either. If that's your choice, you're gonna smile from ear to ear all day long. If that's your choice, crikey, you're gonna do exactly the same thing. So if you only had 6 grand, you'd be more than happy with the MR2. If you had £20,000 though, should you save it? Should you save yourself £14,000 and just drive the MR2? Well, only you can answer that question. I'll give you my answer though. I would spend the extra money and buy the MX5. This is a bit of a special car to me. I think they've really hit the nail on the head. Out of the two, I probably do just, or do I? I just don't, God, I don't know. This is going to rage and rage and rage on. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, then please give us a like. If you can subscribe below, that would be perfect. And hopefully next time when we do one of these comparisons, the result will be far more clear cut. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon. Goodbye. Sorry, MR2. Sorry, but oh, what a car.